哎呀！ B 组有 DK、老干爹 INT、Orange、RStars、Rsnake。
世界冠军、世界比赛、国际竞争中的豪强，二线军的小强。
Game Start。 的，各位观众，欢迎来到解说席，我是 VC，
我是单车。
好，今天是我们俩一起为大家来解说下午这场来自 B 组的 DSL 的比赛。和大家说一下 ，Miss 呢，这个昨天直播完回去之后，好像这个身体有些不适啊，今天是请假了，下午是缺席一场。晚上的话，应该是我们俩加上赵杰，还是3个人。
是的。
因为对于广大的男生来说，还是有一位女生在的话，这个比赛除了精彩比赛看之外，还有更多养眼的东西啊。好，那接下来的话，我们首先是要感谢我们的这个 DOTA 2本届的 DOTA 2超级联赛所有的合作媒体啊，因为有你们的支持，才能够让 DOTA 2被更多的观众所熟知和喜爱。好，今天我们要带来的是 B 组的第2场的比赛了。那么在此之前呢，我们首先是要来回顾一下 A 组的这个赛程，因为 A 组的比赛已经全部打完了。
对。
啊，每支队伍都有了各自的这个位次，他们接下来的这个赛程将会有全新的这个比赛在迎接着他们，因为除了第1名是直接晋级之外，2和3都是要打加赛的，
是的。
而4和5是要去打保级赛的，所以这样的一个比赛的这个接下来的走向，也是让每一支队伍，因为对于他们来说，能够直接进入下一届的这个 DSL 也是非常关键的。好，那首先我们来看一下 A 组的这个积分状况，来了解一下这个 A 组最后的这样一个座次排行的情况。好，排在第1名的是同福，他们是4战3胜1负7小分，位列小组第1，已经是率先晋级到了本届的2超级联赛4强。
没错
啊，而这个老干爹战队的话是3胜1负，然后是小分是比同福要少了1分，这样屈居第2。那么他们将会在后面的加赛里面面对 B 组第2，IG 的话就是要面对 B 组第3。VG 和 Flav 已经是淘汰出本届的4强之外了，那希望他们在后面的比赛中可以继续加油吧。好，那接下来我们来看一下 A 组的完赛之后一些数据的这个情况。Rsnake 的话，现在等于是这个积分跟其他没有打过队一样，都是0分，但是他们拿到一个小分，所以是暂列第2。接下来 DK Orange 和 RStars Gaming 将在接下来比赛里陆续的亮相。
感觉有小分的话，在 DSL 联赛里面还是比较不错的，因为很多队都是被2比0
对，就是在输比赛的时候，你尽量要争取拿1分，然后赢比赛的时候尽量不让对手拿分。这样是万一形成一个大分同分的情况，你将会占有优先的顺位。危急就是因为小分的这样一个关系，所以是被淘汰出局了。这也是非常可惜的。然后我们在刚才那个个人的榜单的数据排行榜，我们看到老干爹的数据排得非常前面。是。除了单车讲到昨天在打 IG 的这场比赛当中是有一个大量数据的进账，那其实也反映出他们在比赛当中的这种打法的效率还是比较高，然后给人感觉就是说你的击杀和助攻越高的话，说明这场比赛你的活跃度越高。是的，
对。主要还是昨天2场比赛，这个老干爹跟以往的风格也是变得不太一样。
哎，小精灵和这个 DK 是在昨天我们第一次看到他们用，而且用得很好。好，接下来我们要来了解的是今天2支比赛队伍的这个选手的资料情况。首先我们看到是 DK 这边 ，DK 的 Burning 他们的主 Z 徐志雷，因为还没有参加比赛，其他的数据都还没有啊。这边我们就是 DK 5个队员先第一次在 DSL 亮个相。好，这个 DK MMY 就是呆神啊，雷增荣。好，第3是 DK 的 QQQ， 其实就是357了啊，这个姚毅。昨天小八也走上了姚毅的路线，开始戴帽子了。这是 DK 的 ROTK 白帆。
他那个帽子看起来有点眼熟啊。
好，这是来自 DK 的 Super 月如谢俊豪。好，这是 DK 的5位队员。那他们曾经在之前职联赛的刀塔比赛当中是拿过冠军，然后并且在有一段时间是称霸了大约接近2年的时间，有1年半的时间左右。差不多。但是后来是被 IG 的这个崛起之后，是逐渐走下了神坛。那其实，在刀塔圈里没有一支队伍可以就是说称霸特别久的时间，是啊，因为这不像是一个单人游戏，只要调整1个人的状态就好。好，这边的话我们看一下老干爹 INT 他们目前。
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's another day, and it's more Dota 2 Super League. I'm LD, I'm joined by Gods, and we are about to cast Team DK versus LGD International. Group A now wrapped up. Vici Gaming, unfortunately, they got knocked out. Tongfu, IG, and LGD, they all advanced. Gods, now we turn our attention to Group B.
Yeah, Group B has some of its own interesting matches up in store for itself. We've had one match sort of in the middle of Group A, which was LGD International taking down Rsnake 2-1 in a really cool series. There was some Tusker picks, there was some Whis CK.
Yeah.
It had it all, but we're now here. It's LGD International. You can see them there in China at the DSL studios. They're getting ready to take on, well, one of the Chinese beasts, Team DK.
Yeah, looking pretty nice there with the green, the red. You'd almost think it's Christmas, but it's not. It's May. The draft underway now, and, well, I'm curious to see how LGD.int actually does here, because from what I've been hearing, what Brax has said publicly, they've been struggling a lot in scrims and haven't really been winning many unless they get CK Wisp.
Yeah, at the same time, there was a recent article by Ghosty Gamers because they were actually in the LGD house, and apparently they were breezing through Tongfu, who, well,
one of the stronger teams right now.
They won Group A. LGD did manage to beat them. But this is all, of course, these teams play Scrim day after day. They're playing multiple games every day. So they'll have some good days, some bad days. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. We do see LGD here on the Radiant side. From rumors, they've been running a lot of Wisp CK. They're not going to pick it up here in the first 3 picks. They could grab a Wisp if they want to, but it looks like they're going to favor a Visage as one of their 2 supports.
Yeah, there's just a lot of kind of chaos in these fights. When you have Kunkka cleave, flat cannon splashing through, you pick a Wisp, may just be collateral damage in the upcoming fights here. We'll see what they go for. They do start with the Darkseer, though, and for LGD, this is actually here they run mid a lot, something that G will often take there, whereas most of the other Chinese teams, it's off lane or jungle. But if it goes solo mid, wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I think it'll also depend on what they're expecting from DK. If DK is sending someone like the Kunkka mid, Darkseer does match up very nicely there, but they won't really know that until they see more of DK's draft. Gyrocopter are capable of safe lane solo if they want to go offensive, trailing with the Kunkka, and then grab some sort of a snowball type hero for super in the mid lane. LGD, they round things off with a Rubik, so they pretty much locked in their 2 supports here.
I do want to point out that we have Pycat in this game as well as Burning, and yet no Lone Druid pick. Through the first 6 picks so far ignored. Maybe DK snap it up here, but when you've already started with Kunkka and Gyro, seems kind of unlikely.
Yeah, it does seem very unlikely. I don't think DK will be picking up with this 3rd pick of theirs. If anything, I'd look towards a support, something like a Keeper of the Light, just one of your stable supports. Shadow Demon, he seems to be getting banned more and more as of late. I like DK's draft. They've been picking up the Gyrocopter quite a lot. When I first couple of games I saw them play it with Burning, it wasn't fantastic, but it fit their playstyle, even if he didn't play it and lane it as beautifully as he plays heroes like his anti-mage.
I mean, the one thing I like about the Gyro is it really gives you options. He can actually 1v1 pretty well against Darkseer, especially if you pull him regen. We've seen that before. So it gives them the option to go aggressive tri-lane. They'll go back for the Windrunner here. But the other thing is it also scales into the late game. So it gives DK a stronger laning carry, but someone who scales, and for them, they've kind of been struggling to find that balance between getting Burning a hero that can go late and then finding the farm and not just losing the game in the first 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it seems that the era of the anti-mage is now over. Windrunner's an interesting little pickup here, capable offlaner, but also a hero that teams like Alliance love to run as a sort of a soft support in that 4 position. If you want to put something like that with the Gyrocopter, you're up against a Dark, so you can do well enough zone Dark Shadow lane as well as use some pulls, and now we'd see LGD.int banning off, well, your obvious support options.
Yeah, your strong supports and heroes that combo well with Windrunner. If you get a Keeper of the Light and Earthshaker, you just have that sniper tri-lane where you can blow them up from distance, you don't even really have to engage, and it will put LGD.int on the back foot. They've gotten the Visage early. I'm curious to see how they're going to use it, because I haven't seen them run it yet, but it's been a very successful hero for other teams.
Yeah, looking back at the TI3 Eastern qualifiers, it was probably the hero with one of the best win rates, especially considering how much it was picked. It ended up with something like a 72% win rate after being
yeah,
picked
I think it was
24,
like
17
and 7, 16 and 7, something along those lines.
Yeah, it was just ridiculously successful, and well, LGD.int's counter team, their brother team, LGD China, were one of the big sort of teams pushing forward the Visage pick.
Yeah, very versatile hero. We've seen him as a tri-lane farmer, as a 4-position support. We've even seen Visage's roam on occasion. Now, I'm not personally a big fan of that, but teams are not afraid to experiment with this hero. And the one nice thing about picking it is it does discourage your opponents from getting too aggressive. If they do, they really have to pick a dominant tri-lane, and it seems like that's the focus for both teams now. We see a twin-headed dragon ban, a wisp ban, not so much for the laning stage, more just for the mid-game, but Keeper Light, Earthshaker, 3 supports that can really dominate the laning stage, all of them banned out.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see where DK look to go with this. There's still so many countless support options. We even saw them go back to your old school support, the Undying, in the earlier G1 League Land finals. They did with a Crystal Maiden, so DK are big supporters of trying out these more unconventional supporters.
And that's something Dai has a pretty good win rate with, I believe. Yeah. At least whenever I've cast him, he's been very successful with it. What will LGD.int go for now? We don't have Pycats here. We may have Gs with the Darkseer solo mid. Also, speaking of LGD.int, we haven't really talked about it too much, Gods, but since we were last casting them regularly, they've gone through a bunch of role switches.
Yeah, they now have Misery playing in the offlane. Braxis switched over to